Well, we're sitting up here in Junk Studios in Brooklyn, New York, and we just came up to do 10 tunes, record some songs. We wanted to get a nice earthy, gritty, natural and real quality to our recording to make it sound like four guys sweating and working real hard in a room together to make some good music, and I think that's probably exactly what we got. So we got here Friday night, and right away we're getting sounds with engineer Mike Kutchman, who's worked with Death Cab for Cutie and Pearl Jam, and our friend Mark Lewis, who is the owner of Junk Studios, or part owner of Junk Studios, and an old friend of ours, set up and get sounds for us. And right away that night, we got a great take of this year's Epiphany, which is the title track of the album, a song I'm very proud of. That was kind of a lost night. We were planning to just get sounds, but we ended up with a song out of it, which was a little bit of a bonus. And I think you hear in that song, I think you hear a lot of the possibility, the sense of possibility for what the weekend was going to hold, for what our recording session was going to hold. And certainly that's kind of what the song's about too, about the big moment. Part of the motivation for coming up here and recording to tape in sort of an old-fashioned manner, I mean, everybody's got studios now. It's very easy to record onto a computer, but the sound that you get is not a sound that I personally care for, and I think our aesthetic as a band, we tend to prefer a little bit different sound. Things like warmth and low-end and archaic studio things, using ribbon mics on the drums, using vintage drums, and we had a vintage Ampeg bass amp that sounds great that just came in that day. But to us it's tangible, and we think in the result we think it's tangible. Get that kind of old school feel. Not that we're an old-fashioned band. I don't think that we're old-fashioned. We're old-fashioned in the sense of trying to write good songs and have good parts and good arrangements. But the music, I think, is fresh and modern. It's just that the sound that we prefer is a little bit, like I said, rounder and warmer, and a natural thing that you get from tape and from a band live in the studio working together. So one of the biggest assets that we had here at Junks was engineer Mark Lewis, who's an old friend, but also a more than competent engineer. He's astounding, in fact. Was able to get sounds on vocals and on the band incredibly quickly, which allowed us to kind of keep moving and not stop. Because one of the most frustrating things about recording is stop, stop, stop. It feels very piecemeal. And it is. There's always an element of piecemeal to it, but with Mark and here at Junks, it wasn't like that. Which let the process of actually making music be the focus, as opposed to tweaking and worrying about little sounds and little things that may not even be audible in the end. So it helped us get some forward momentum and some energy. And the room itself is an incredible sounding room, and as far as vocals and things like that, it can be a little bit of a stressful process because the vocalist is isolated out here in the room to do the vocals, and the band is all in the other room listening and commenting and offering their assessment of the takes. And you're listening on headphones and you can't really tell whether it's good or it's not. You have to totally rely on your bandmates to be there, and your engineer, and again Mark is always the voice of reason, to stop us when we were trying too hard, and to let us focus on getting good energy and good performances. We have a song called Sirens that I don't want to get too much into the origin of the song as far as what it's about, but the recording that we got certainly typifies the type of thing we were going for in terms of creating a sense for the listener that they're right in the room, and the instruments are a natural picture surrounding you with sound. And it's a really cool quality. Got acoustic guitar on there and brush drums, and that was the one song where we were actually isolated from our guitarist Tom, who's in the other room. But we had Tom going over there. We had the other three of us here in the room, and 2 takes. First take was a keeper, and the second take is a keeper. You know, incredible guitar solo on one take, and almost as good, a really nice quality band take on the other one. It was pretty awesome to capture that vibe and to capture it that quickly. I think one of the keys to our success, at least with this experience, was a lot of rehearsal. Spent a lot of time getting ready for the songs, and since we were recording in an old-fashioned way, it made sense to prepare for it in an old-fashioned way, which was actually being able to play our instruments and know our arrangements and know what we wanted to get out of the takes, so that when the tape was rolling, we weren't messing around. We were focused on getting some good sounds and good quality. And I think we managed to do that really well, and Sirens sort of typifies that, because, I mean, 2 takes, and both of them are good, and we're going to have to make a tough call about which one to keep. Part of what happens when you record in this way is that you're relying on your bandmates to get good takes, because unlike on a digital system on a computer, there's no editing, there's no punching, one section of a song or whatever. Everybody has to get it live in the moment at that time. So it puts a lot of pressure on everybody. And when you add that to really hot, humid weather outside and no air conditioning inside, and amplifiers generating a lot of heat and warmth, you get a lot of sweat. So there was definitely a lot of sweat on this record, and it leads to some tensions as well.
Oh no, a good take except for the soloist will. Yeah.
Should we go again?
Sucks my balls.
Yeah.
Let's go again.
We can do it, man.
But that's part of it, is you hear some of the tension too. But you're relying on everybody to get a good, solid, whole take all the way through. If one person messes up, one little flub, you have to go back and start it over, and then everybody hates that person. So, you don't want to be that guy.
I think that was it.
I liked it.
How was it?
I thought that one was good.
Yeah,
I
I
liked
thought
it.
so
Was
too.
worst one ever.
Sorry, fuck.
Fucked up.
Okay.
When we finish that though, we can't be moving around. This
Yeah.
thing is making-
I think something might have happened to Tom's guitar.
Well, in
just
the
a weird-
beginning, I just was kind of like playing like a wuss.
We worked through that stuff. We worked through the tensions, I think, well. I think you can hear it on the record really well. And, yeah, I think you get some good vibe out of it. Definitely vibe is a word that we were kind of centered on, vibe. Whatever the hell it means, it's on there. You'll hear it. Should we do it again?
I'd like to hear it.
Do you want to hear it or just want to do it again?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Just to cool off. If there's nothing else.